RJ here, hanging out at the Young Hollywood studio with skateboarding legend Tony Hawk. Now they call you the Michael Jordan of skateboarding. That's kind of crazy. Like he's like the legend, and you like are the legend of skateboarding.
It's a big title to live up to, for sure.
It is big, man.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm honored by it, obviously, but I just try to keep doing what I do. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to present anything else that I'm not. And through and through, I just want to walk the walk. I want to skate.
Right.
You know, it's not like I want to sit behind the scenes and go, okay, I created this persona or whatever, or this career, and let that live on its own. I want to be active and do it.
But the amazing thing is you constantly reinvent the game. I mean, it really is impressive. You're always doing something new and figuring out a new way to one-up yourself. How do you keep doing it?
I think that's what I always did, though.
Yeah.
The reason I got into skating, because I felt like you could continually progress at it no matter how far you get. And there was always something new to learn. There's always a new technique to learn, a new trick, maybe something to create.
So what's something you haven't done yet that you really want to do, since you've done so many things already?
That's a good question.
You've done it all, there's nothing left.
Not all. I think I would love to take the tour that I created here, the Boom Boom Huck Jam idea, which is sort of our sports as entertainment.
Right.
Take that overseas. That would be something that I've dreamt of doing and never been able to figure out.
There's so many of these new kids, you know, the Shaun Whites, the Ryan Shecklers. How do you think it's changed from, you know, when you were their age and you were doing it and they're doing it now?
Well, I think beyond the actual skating has evolved so much. It's just the idea that when you're those guys' age and you choose to make a professional career out of it, there is a career to be had.
Now let's talk about X Games. I mean, how far it's changed. I mean, we were recently at all the parties, and everyone we talked to, you know, P-Rod, all the guys were there, just saying how every year it's just so drastically different. I mean, it's a huge event.
It is, absolutely. And it really shows the youth culture now and the types of sports that kids are into, and you know, for all intents and purposes, it's our Olympics.
So now there was that big trick that you did several years ago, and now a couple people have tried to do it, right?
Oh, 900, yeah.
The 900. Did you ever think anyone else would ever be able to do the 900?
Yeah, I think that's the progression of skating, though. That's the evolution is. And it was something that there were a few of us sort of chasing at the time. Right. And there hadn't really been a trick like that where it was like, okay, we know this is possible, we have to keep at it. It's usually the one person that says, I'm going to learn this, and they learn it relatively quickly. This is sort of years of trying. Wow. and between a few of us. And when I finally did it, I knew that it's sort of like in skateboarding. Once something is done, then the rest of the people know it is possible, and it's easier to attain that goal when you know that it has been done before.
Now, do you remember a long time ago, I'm going back like 17, 18 years, there was a show you did called Wake, Rattle, and Roll. I was a little kid. I hosted it, but everyone's got to see this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks, Tony Hawk. January 26th, wow. 1991.
Where was that?
This was in LA. You guest starred on the show.
Oh, that's awesome.
See how many shows you've done?
You know what, I should remember it, because in 91 I wasn't getting requested to do a whole lot.
Right?
See,
we remembered you then.
Yeah, thank you.
So take us through this board. What is it? Is it anything?
That would have been. God, that's a good question. This would have been PAL shape for sure. Yeah, one of my PAL like experimental shapes. And back then, you know, this is sort of this is generally how the shape was going. It was super wide where your front foot would be. It was super wide where your back foot would be, and then everything else was sort of streamlined. And now they're much more asymmetrical. They're you know, both the same on both ends. It's much more rounded because the tricks are a lot more technical, and you can't have this sort of bulk hanging off the sides.
Oh wow!
And it's funny because there is this sort of retro movement where people are bringing back this kind of shape.
Right. For
like the dads that used to skate, and they're getting back into it, but they don't like the mini boards that are out there now.
Right.
So they're looking for this kind of stuff.
I like it.
But I can't believe you saved that. I'm honored.
Isn't that amazing? See?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Thank you for hanging out with us at the studio.
All right, sure.
Tony Hawk, Young Hollywood Studio. Let's talk about your kids. We were talking a little bit earlier about the Twitter. How did they suddenly get on it? You told them
well,
to?
my oldest son is a successful skater in his own right already. Yeah, he was on tour in Europe over the last couple weeks with Lakai shoes, and the guys on Lakai convinced him to start a Twitter account, and I was worried because I just didn't know, like, you know, there are a lot of really boring people out there on Twitter, and
right.
and I was like, what is Riley gonna do? And he's been on point. Like, he keeps it interesting. He sends really good pictures, and I'm proud of him.
When's the last time you're on a board?
Yesterday.
Wow, so you're still
and I leave
just
for, actually, we're leaving for tour on Wednesday, starting in Milwaukee.
Tell us about the tour. Where are you going?
We're going through the Midwest, but it's all on birdhouseskateboards.com. You can find the tour schedule.
Check that out.